Welcome, everybody. It's another day, another dollar. We are going to be discussing something about the Maui fires. Now, mind you, a lot more has come out recently. And what we are going to be discussing is what is known now and what has been proven after we've said stuff before. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with all the juicy details. Oh, everybody knows what day it is. It
Hump
is
day.
Wednesday.
Hump day.
And
Hump day.
with all of the Trump news going on, people have overlooked a couple of things, or at least I think people have overlooked a couple of things. One of the big things is that wonderful gift that Pedro Biden gave Hawaii of $700 each.
Mhm.
Each household, I think it's not each person, it's each household, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's what he
Yeah.
said. I think it was each
By household.
household.
That's
So
great.
I don't think it's each individual. I have to double check. I'm pretty sure it's not each individual. Um,
No.
and if that's the case, that's even more egregious. He gave some money to Ukraine, but not to,
Yeah.
America. But he already said he's not.
But he was
president, so
on a beach, so it counts,
it
right?
kind of, but it does it really? I mean,
Yeah.
so what we are going to try and figure out is one, what so far there's some images coming out of that people show that this may not have been the hurricane, and that was kind of obvious.
It's the
It
power
wasn't global
line.
warming. That's kind of obvious too, and that the way things burned during this particular thing seems rather advantageous to the ground, because there are lots of streaks and burnt things that don't look like a normal fire would have done it, especially one on an island that green. People
Mhm.
forget that with the island being as green as it is, the air also would not contribute to the flames burning that much. So
Mhm.
Hot.
we're going to talk about all that and kind of discuss where you think things are going to go from here. So do you think now that with this happening that there's going to be an investigation into the fire, or you see it go bye bye and just new land just start getting taken up? What do you think?
It'll go away. They're not going to
Not
put
go
any
away.
money into this. They're not going to put any money into this investigation because they threw out the term climate change already. If they try to investigate to find out it was something else, then their
Yeah.
whole climate change argument goes out the window.
Hmm.
So they're going to stick to their guns. They're going to blame it on climate change, and there's really no need to investigate. Plus, I don't think they'll find anything anyway.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know that it will go away. I don't. I agree that they won't investigate this. I fully agree that they will not investigate it, um, because they're also creating a whole lot more other events going on around the
Mm-hmm.
United States, real hard and all that
Mm-hmm.
nonsense. But
Yeah.
I think then in some ways they kind of messed with the wrong kind of people in Hawaii. They're
Oh
not
yeah.
the smartest because they voted blue. Let's just be honest. I gotta say what I gotta say about you people in Maui and in all of the
Yeah,
Hawaiian
you're not
islands.
wrong.
Okay, I don't think you're
Yeah.
super smart because you vote blue. You have to be some sort of a slow individual to keep voting blue because you live in a fancy area. And now you're gonna see why you should never vote blue.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's at the expense of plenty of things that you didn't want to lose, including life. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we got to learn our lessons the hard way. And this might be your learning time. And you're going to understand what blue ain't going to do for you. This is not the kind of blue you should back,
What can
just so you
blue do
know.
for you?
Yeah, it ain't going to do
Not a
jack
damn
for
thing.
you. So I don't think it'll go away. But
Yeah.
I do know that the people of Maui have to have more spine than they've had over the last few years. And if they don't have that, things will go extremely horrible for them. And I think this $700 handout, if that don't show you that this old bat doesn't care, much less the administration,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Someone had asked where's Hirono. I don't know where she's at either. You don't hear from her neither. And that's her section of
Yeah,
town,
of
isn't it?
course.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Sure.
what does $700 get you these days? I mean,
Not a damn thing.
without your house being burnt down, without anything wrong where you're living, $700 doesn't get you far at all. So imagine people that's lost everything: car, house, home, everything, funeral
Mhm.
expenses, all of that. Seven hundred
Yeah. I mean,
dollars is not going to get them anywhere. So that to me, that's just a big slap in the face to the American people.
and that's
Just goes to show
700
we
per household, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes. So you better
Dang.
not have a big family. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
that's nothing. Like
You
for
better
real.
not have grandma living
That's
with
like
you.
maybe like 2 weeks of groceries and
Not
like
even.
for a
Not even.
family
Not
of
in
four,
Hawaii.
maybe.
Not in
No,
Hawaii.
yeah, no,
Oh,
no,
not in
definitely
Hawaii.
not.
No, that's a week of groceries right there.
For me,
Yeah.
a guy that lives by himself. When I go shopping, I spend about $200 and something to almost $300 a month on grocery. That's just for me and my dogs, and I just stock up. Imagine a family of 5.
I can. I have it.
Imagine a family of
Listen,
5.
a gallon of milk in this house is 2 days.
Yeah. No.
That's 2 days
Goodness.
tops. A gallon of milk.
Mm.
Okay, you don't ask for it to last longer than that. Nothing spoils in this house because it doesn't last long enough to spoil. So you're talking about just put a family, a regular family, mom, dad, and the picket fence family, mom, dad, boy, girl. That's it, right? That's the extent of your family. You have now been displaced. They gave you $700 and a one-time payment. There's no stores to purchase anything with because it got burned down. In case people forget, the district is gone. Trees, what might have been there to give you some food, that $700 ain't gonna buy it, and it's gone too. So you give me $700. You already have a tag on my account to know if I have 600. So now you gave me 700, which means you're keeping tabs of the remaining 6. So
Yeah, of course.
what does that
Good
tell
point.
me that you think about me? You think that in some way, shape, and form, I really am a cave dweller because I can just go back to the land. Is that what you're $700? I just don't see how that's going to function when I have I know what it is. They're thinking homeowners insurance would cover everything. That's what.
Oh
it is.
yeah,
Okay.
that's the deductible that they would have to pay. That
Isn't that the talking point?
yeah, they're giving them the deductible.
The deductible.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense now.
Yeah.
What be this, Coy?
Let's remember.
This is the video surfacing saying, I mean, they're claiming it's power lines, right?
Oh, this is live right across the street from my house. Freaking power line just went down. I hear a pop coming from across the street. As soon as I hear the pop, all I heard is like electrical, like bzzz, going on the ground there. Look, there's the power line right there. See them right there. That's the power line that started from up the road there, and all of that is still burning. From there, to me, it simulated a fuse, like somebody lit a fuse for a firework, and it just followed a straight line all the way up to the pole where the thing was, and it landed in a bigger pile of dry grass, and that just ignited. You get all this wind blowing, and now you get a fire. That was fuel, and just in a matter of minutes, that whole place was just engulfed.
Really?
That makes no sense.
They came up with a water truck, started dousing it, had another couple local construction companies brought up their water tankers, just also helped and assist and just knocking down the fire. Hey, heads up, the line is live on the ground right there. I send my family away already. Thank you. We thought it was all contained. And then from there, just went ahead about our day, thinking that it was all done. Unbeknownst that later on that afternoon, the winds just continued to just smoke the whole day. And I guess that's what just fueled the restarting. Yeah, I'm happy that it was out there for them to see. And a lot of them got warning when they saw the Facebook Live. Maybe it'll bring closure to some of the families, answer some of the questions. Help determine what was the start.
I don't buy that at all.
No.
Here's
why I don't buy that. If your fire crews are out there, they don't just leave things smoldering.
No.
Not in
That's
wind.
what they were saying. The fire department thought they had contained it, right? They said we had it contained. It was fine. Everything was fine, except that there was still a power line on the ground. Did anybody freaking fix that? I mean, maybe shut down the electricity in the area to make sure that that wasn't still on fire. Like there's a bunch of things that don't make sense to me with that one.
A down power line.
That's not even the worst.
No.
That's not even the worst.
A down power line wouldn't do that.
That's
I'm
not even the
telling
worst
you
of
now.
it.
It wouldn't. A down power line doesn't do that.
No.
So I'm only saying that because I work with it for a while. It doesn't do that.
It doesn't do it.
There's something else, and there's a lot more videos out there that I think are more true than that crap. But I don't believe anything
I'm showing the official narrative. This is what the official narrative is.
Oh, I'm not saying not to show the official narrative. I don't believe the official narrative. Nothing that comes out official, I do not trust it. I do not believe it. I believe the footage that normal citizens were actually out there taking when it went down. That's the footage. That's the only footage I trust. So, I mean, there's videos out there of actual, things from the sky setting things on fire. And a lot more videos are coming out like that. That's what I believe.
Yep. So here's another one that needs to come. Survivors of wildfire in Maui say alerts failed. And nobody told them to evacuate, even though deadly inferno was on their doorstep, as Mayor Richard Besson, or is it Besson? Yeah, Besson refuses to say if the emergency was sounded.
Yeah,
I guess
I sent something out like this to the group chat, and I sent something about that in the group chat. It came from Twitter, and they was like, there was no alarms, there was no nothing, there was no alerts, there was nothing. Yeah. Kids were told to stay home from school. They were told people were trying to lead the fire. They were telling them to turn around and go back home.
Everything's fine.
There were blockades.
Yep. It's crazy.
Water got shut off.
Yep. Water got shut off.
Yeah.
Power line, though. Power line.
Yeah, the power line. Yeah.
So here's another one. It's one of the residents complaining about it.
Cole Millington lost his home and his business in the fires. He joins us now. Cole, I am so sorry for all you have lost.
My boy's got an awesome mullet.
Lost. What happened as you tried to escape?
I can run you kind of through the whole situation of that afternoon and kind of what happened through the next couple hours and days. I would say at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I looked out my bedroom window and I saw a huge plume of black smoke. I immediately told my roommates, I said, hey, this looks pretty serious. Maybe we should start packing bags, thinking about leaving. And within 15 minutes of talking about that and seeing the smoke, we were running down into our cars with as anything we could grab, go bags, mostly nothing. I got my passport, my dog, and my truck, and we were peeling out of the driveway. The whole street of Wainehe was starting to catch on fire. There wasn't really an evacuation notice for us. It was more, we realized that the town and our street looked like it was going to burn. My phone got one ping as I was getting into my truck, and that was the only evacuation notice we had. I got in my truck, got my dog in my truck, and we start driving down the road, and there's, the whole time there's 90-mile-an-hour winds and crazy stuff like that. No rain, drought, severe drought. But there's telephone poles in the road, there's trees in the road, there's people screaming in the streets. There's no one saying, this is where you should go, this is what you should do. There's only one road in and out of Lahaina. So it's either drive towards the fire or drive away from the fire. So I got in a line of cars probably, I don't know, 5 miles deep at that point already. Everyone was trying to get out. And I sent you guys some videos. I don't know if you've seen them.
We have.
There's pictures of me showing my rear view mirror and my side mirror as I'm in my truck, and you can see the fire going across the road through cars. I'm sure people had to get out of their car and start running. It happened so unbelievably quickly that it was really difficult, really scary.
Cole, let me ask you, Cole, if you had waited to move, to make a decision to leave, only after you received that ping, as you describe it on your phone, do you think you would have made it out safely?
I probably wouldn't have been able to grab anything in my house. I don't know if I would have been able to find my car keys, find my phone, find my dog food, whatever. They pinged me as I was getting into my truck to leave. So that warning was completely useless.
This is not even the worst.
Fun, isn't it?
Intentionally useless.
Intentionally useless.
Yeah. I want to see some of the video of the, I think I sent some out of the lasers too.
You'll have to find those and send them to me. Here, the fire was so bad that there were literally people in the water waiting for hours for rescue. And this is the view of what it was like for them out on the water with the fires raging. And their emergency systems did nothing. And they were being told everything was fine this entire time. So even if the lasers was a thing, right?
It is a thing.
Even if it was or it wasn't, I'm just saying, if it is, either way, it's at incompetency at best. as being the worst case for the worst fire that the U.S. has had in the last 100 years, right? And more people have died in this fire than any of the other wildfires that we've had in California.
Yeah, because this fire was planned. It was staged. Period. There's no tap dancing around it. There's no ifs. There's no ands. There's video footage taken by the locals that actually show when the fire was started. It's the proof is out there. So what I heard is that what they're doing to the locals that have this proof, that are witnesses to this stuff, they're actually arresting them and locking them up because they saw it with their own eyes. So they're locking those people up to keep the word from getting out.
Is that one right there?
No, this is just so people get a scale of how bad the fires were, because I think most people haven't actually seen it from the air and the amount of destruction. And noticeably, it's all on the coastline, by the way.
Yeah,
all on the coastline.
all the nice areas.
So that's just how insane the fire was to begin with, is seeing it from the air, a bird's eye view of all the fire raging, the homes being burned.
And what's crazy about this fire is that we all saw the vehicles on the highway that were pretty much burnt to a crisp. All the vehicles. It looked like something out of an apocalypse movie. Well, I mean, and Marlon mentioned it earlier backstage about what type of fire like really burned like that. You know, it engulfed everything. And it engulfed everything. People just jumped out their cars and left them, ran wherever they had to go, and just everything is gone. I don't know.
I mean, the condition of the cars looked like it came out of like a, I don't know, they disintegrated almost to the point of like,
Like how hot the
stuff
fire
melted.
Well, what they're saying is that, all right, you think of a microwave, right? What happens when you put a piece of tin or something in a microwave? Gets really hot, could explode, could blow up, whatever. And they're saying that's pretty much the same thing that happened. All that metal in the street, whatever, this the conspiracy, so people don't think, But whatever they used, that's why the cars were burnt up like that. And you notice it. Yeah, but and did you notice the trees? Look at the trees. I mean, it burnt like the cars to a crisp, but some of the trees are still standing. You know what I mean?
Because they're that sap rich. That's why. That's why it makes no sense. Yeah, that's why it makes no sense.
Yeah, think of a microwave. A microwave will cook broccoli unless you leave it in there too long. It could burn it, but you can throw broccoli in a microwave. It's just going to get nice, hot, and soft, But you throw a piece of metal in there, it's going to burn that thing up to a crisp. I don't know.
So I find it funny that, just to add credence to Michael's thoughts, is that the Chinese military, a couple of days or maybe less than a week after this incident, says that they figured out a way to build laser weapons that can fire indefinitely.
I don't blame China.
Mind you, is like that. I'm just saying, if they're claiming the technology exists, it's not really that far fetched to say that they could have somebody could have perpetrated a laser attack.
I agree.
This is coming straight from their propaganda site, obviously. So you take it with a grain of salt, but this is what they're claiming.
I was gonna say.
Okay, we can call it propaganda site, but what do we call America sites?
Yeah, that's true.
Probably they're all propaganda.
Everything, all media is propaganda.
Yeah, all media is propaganda. So I'd rather
China. I would really just say that Chinese. Well, right, I would too. But like Chinese propaganda is supposed to bolster the China being the big dog. But then at the same time, it's like, how much of that do we believe?
Okay, don't think of it like that. If the Chinese have something that they're claiming they can do something, then the U.S. already has it or is in the process of building it, right? So you have to think of it like that. It's like we're supposed to be more technologically advanced militarily, right, than China. That means we have it. We're just not saying we have it.
Oh, we have it.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
It's like it's one of those things. It's just like so when you tell a normal person, hey, did you know the CIA used to use the thing called the heart attack gun? It's like, what? No, that's insane. Why would somebody have a heart attack gun? Yeah, but that was like from 70 years ago. They were using that. Imagine what they use now.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of situation.
Y'all can hear me, okay, right?
Yeah. Now I can.
Okay, because I cannot see any of the new comments coming in here, but we're still live. and I can see the comments on our YouTube feed, but it's not refreshing here. That's problematic.
Uh-oh.
I mean, they can hear me and see me, but for some reason it won't refresh. So I can't, if you guys mention anything in the comment section, I can't bring you up because I cannot see your chat. So I'm keeping track of it here. So just so you know, it's not, we're ignoring you. I cannot see the YouTube chat anymore. Don't know what's up with that.
I refreshed the YouTube page and it's still going. So.
Yeah, it's going on YouTube just fine. But I'm talking about in StreamYard.
Oh, okay.
I can see all the chat. There's no YouTube chat coming through. So I can't bring you up in just in case you guys are saying I'll keep track of it, but I cannot bring you back in. So my bad, at least. Sorry. Now this event here is going to cause two things in my mind. Either more dumb people or an awoken society where they actually realize, hey, they hate us.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it there, Mr. Michael?
Yes, I just sent it.
Okay. Copy link. I'm going to put it in a private chat. Koi, if you can open that up for me.
Okay.
Please.
It works.
Yeah.
The photo, the link.
I want to see this. That's so crazy that it just stopped feeding in here.
Yeah, because they don't like what we're saying.
And it's stuck at 72 viewers when I know we have 87 watching on YouTube right now. It might just be mine.
Maybe they don't like what we're saying.
I might have to log out and log back in.
As always.
Power lines getting hit. Boom, boom.
Where's this video? Like this, they're claiming this video is from Maui, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the fire was at day. That's why I'm just like, that's unless it happened the night before.
Yeah, we're told it happened during the day, but no one. I don't think anyone really knows when it started. I mean, people are actually watching this happen.
Like, even if that, okay, so even if that was like, say, let's look at it from a logical point of view. Even if that was a, like, say, an overload or an overcharge or a transformer blooming, I've never seen a transformer do that.
No. Yeah. No. Or echo back to the sky. It's not lightning.
Yeah.
Here's how they normally pop. They go, and then when you hear that, you hear it blow. Someone can make a really big pop, and you can hear pop. Then you'll hear a slight sizzle, one or two sparks. That's it. Transformers out, and you lose power. Something has to really, really short or to the point where it arcs it, and you'll see it arc, explode, and still, that's it. It doesn't just spontaneously catch on fire. And I mean, that's at the transformer itself. You may have occasion where the spark may burn into the pole and you might catch fire, but it doesn't last. And it doesn't just spot hop and drop to the floor and be like, oh yeah, look at that fire start from it does not work that way, people. It does not work that way. I don't care.
And was it me or did it jump around too?
It did.
It was jumping.
And there's that's what I was saying. There's actual technology out there like this. There's radiation technology that they've used many, many times in many countries already. They've been actively using it. Yeah. So it wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, look at climate change. It's a good way to buy up land and do what they want with it. And we talked about this before.
Yeah, we have. Marlon, can you bring that video up for me?
Hang on, let me do this real quick.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so I have found China's new weapon. It is the squirrel space laser. This is live footage of Maui right now.
Now remember, he's flammable, okay?
Just wait. Do it. Stupid squirrel.
That's it?
I guess so. Apparently, it tricked me too.
Dang it!
But no, I was looking for the Transformers.
I was waiting for the.
It was like
the
I'm waiting for
payoff.
the thing to go poof to make popcorn.
I know, right? I was trying to find the Transformers video. Wow.
Give me a quick second. I won't be able to bring it
exploding.
up just yet. Let me leave the studio and come back right in and see if that fixes the flow of things here, because I'm only getting Facebook. So don't. You guys can continue talking, but I won't be able to bring anything up yet.
All right. But yeah, there's tons of videos going out there, and it's kind of ironic that these billionaires, nothing touched their property. Jeff Bezos and Oprah and all those billionaire properties, they weren't touched, but all the poor people's properties were touched.
Got it. That did it.
You know what I mean? Isn't that kind of weird? Like,
yeah,
it only hit the poor people, but the rich people, they were protected. They must have had special fire departments, I heard, and people protecting their land.
Mm-hmm. So here's a transformer explosion, just so we can verify what a transformer looks like when it explodes.
It's a pop.
There you go.
Yeah. There. That's what a transformer sounds
and that
and looks
doesn't
like when it
jump.
explodes.
That kind of explosion doesn't jump around.
No, it's not close enough. It's not close enough to another thing. No. And it's not a transformer on every pole either.
No, there's not. It's only at certain junction points.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't hand me this nonsense about the down power line caused the entire. That's absolute BS. And anybody who believes that, I must say it to your face, you're retarded. If you believe that a down power line in one location set the whole damn island on fire, with the whole police squad, the fire squad just said, "Oh, I think it's contained," and you leave things smoldering, you're just as stupid as the people in Uvalde to believe that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And you're as inept as the cops if you just left things as it were. If you want me to buy that you as a fire department left things you thought was contained while it was still smoldering, you're retarded and dumb. And it was intentional. You got paid to kill people is what I'm going to tell you now.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the Uvalde cops are guilty of murder of those children just as much as the person who pulled the trigger, you're to blame just as much, which means you must have been paid off to let that happen. There is no way someone can call you to the onset of a fire, the onset, where you can see their line, it's moving, containable, and tell me, "Oh, it's fine," and left it smoking.
That's right.
No.
And isn't it pretty humid? It's pretty humid in Maui too, right?
Yeah, for the most part, but hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
But
even without rain, it's still not as hot as Texas.
Yeah, and then what did they try to say at first? Didn't they say something about a hurricane or?
Yeah, a hurricane was coming and
it was high winds that day. There was
a hurricane, high wind started the fire, but it's like what?
Yeah. They didn't start the fire; it just didn't help it any.
Yeah, it's all bull crap. And if people would just use their critical thinking skills, we know what this is. Marlon said it's a land grab. Exactly what it is. These locals that have been living on that land for years, decades, centuries, their family has lived on that land. They weren't giving it up. They were not going to sell because it was handed down from family member to family member. Hawaiians are very tribal like that. They weren't going to give it up. So what's the only way to get them up out of there? Burn them out.
I mean,
just saying. They're going to build a smart city there too. All that
15-minute city.
Yeah, the 15-minute city. Isn't that ironic?
Isn't it? It's also ironic that Bezos and Oprah are the ones trying to buy up land too.
Mm-hmm.
So not only was their property safe, but now they're on a land grab.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the crazy thing is that before all this, Bezos was investing in a homeless program. And I'm talking about hundreds of millions of dollars invested in this homeless program of what to do for the homeless, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he gave all this money, and now all of a sudden there are a whole bunch of homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's giving another 100 million for relief, right? Now, if people don't know how things like this function, you give the money and you don't necessarily you can say, "I don't know what they did with the money. I just gave it to them." if it was just like in Haiti, if it was never used to actually rebuild Haiti, it just got funneled through a different door to the Clinton Foundation, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is easily going to go towards purchasing land that was burned up. Look, the mayor already said it.
Mm-hmm.
These companies the programs that Bezos is giving money to is working with the government there.
Yeah.
Where do you think they're going to get the money to purchase this land? Bezos. It's his money. It's just going through a different avenue. Oprah's money the same way. So don't give me this nonsense about how they're trying to
or they do an Amber Heard and they pledge the money. They pledge the money. I don't actually have to give you the money. I just have to pledge you the money. I say I'm going to pledge $100 million. Whether I give you $100 million is a different story. But I'm going to say I'm going to pledge to give you $100 million.
He'll give it because it'll end up coming back to him anyway. It's an investment for him.
Yep.
It's all investments. This has nothing to do with actually helping whatsoever. This is all investment.
And there's a lot of locals out there that are putting out videos talking about no matter what, don't sell. Do not sell. No matter what, they're going to offer you money. Do not sell your land. And they was like, you got to hold out. And like you said earlier, Marlon, I think they're going to have trouble with these people. The Hawaiians out there, they're very proud people, man. And I don't think they're going to give up like that.
Omega, there is a massive difference between the sizes of each transformer. Not every transformer explodes the same, nor do every transformer explode for the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
There are various reasons why a transformer may explode, and some of it can cause a larger explosion than others. Indeed, most of the time, if it's a larger explosion, it's from external damage, not from internal malfunction. An internal malfunction will just burn out and pop. Something damaging it from the outside, rupturing the casing, will cause a larger explosion.
Mm-hmm.
That much is I will give you that much, but this is not the case here. Now, if it is the case here, now remember, he just said the power line fell. He never mentioned the transformer. We're giving you a reason up to what could possibly, but if it's a down power line, it doesn't just set things on fire the instant it sparks. It simply doesn't do it. You know how I know this? Because I worked for years in an area where hurricanes down power lines all the time, while power is still on. I'm talking about pieces of galvanized, just sheer power lines, and it drops to the floor. We have almost the same vegetation as Hawaii does back in the Caribbean. This does not happen. There will be no just trails of fire sparks running all over, no matter how dry the ground is. It doesn't happen. Okay, I'm telling you now, it don't. Now we're talking about high winds too. It doesn't happen. There has to be some sort of catalyst for this to take place.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
There's another since we're I have another video I'm going to pull up too, but this is the governor.
Actually reached out to our Attorney General to explore options to do a moratorium on any sales of properties that have been damaged or destroyed. Moreover, I would caution people that it's going to be a very long time before any growth or housing can be built, and so you will be pretty poorly informed if you try to steal land from our people and then build here.
But the thing that he's not saying,
ain't nobody saying about steal.
Yeah, the thing he's not saying is that also includes the people that own the land. They cannot rebuild. So they have a worthless piece of land, and they can either sell it to the government or they can just have a piece of land.
And that's exactly.
Isn't that an infringement of private property rights for them to say you can't rebuild your home?
But they don't care. I mean, you could file a lawsuit to sell your own land, but then what's the point in that?
Yeah.
You're going to lose out on it. Like you're going to lose out on the lawsuit.
What I'm saying is that if they're telling homeowners and landowners you can't rebuild your house, isn't that an infringement on private property rights?
Right, but you don't truly ever own your property.
No,
the
state always owns your
not
property.
Anymore. You don't.
I don't own my house, really. The state owns my house.
Yeah,
and let me miss a property tax payment. They can come and take my house from me.
If you can have it taken away from you at any time, you never truly own it.
Yeah, eminent domain, man. And,
if the government can come in and take it from you at any point in time, you never own that piece of land to begin with. You just have extended leasing,
temporary rights.
Yeah, you're a tenant. And the problem is that they're going to wait them out. And with that governor or whoever, the mayor, was that the governor or the mayor?
No, that was the governor.
Yeah, the governor was telling you exactly what they're going to do. It's going to be a long time before we can rebuild.
Yeah,
So
they're
all they're
hoping to
going
get all
to
these
do,
people to sell.
all they're going to do is wait them out. They're going to
Yeah.
keep saying, "Oh, the land's not good enough yet. The land's not." Just wait them out, and eventually, people are going to get tired of not having a house. They're going to want the money. They're
Yeah.
like, you know what? Let them have it, and that's what they're doing. They're going to wait them out.
Exactly.
They should be able to go back on that land after that fire. There's no chemicals. Why can't they just go back on a land?
Oh, they'll say it's environmental concerns. We have environmental concerns.
Yeah.
The EPA come in and do their tests and say, "Oh, well, it's not safe for human habitation yet. We need to do some cleaning."
What kind of chemicals
so you
we got
can't
there?
go here? It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. They can.
I
make
know.
whatever
I
the
know
hell
it
they
doesn't
want.
matter, but that's the
But
thing. You're
hold
like,
on. If it's not habitable for humans, then it can't be habitable for anything. So you might as well condemn the whole thing.
condemn the whole island.
But you know how they speak out one end.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll hold them to that. And that's the problem. So you're not getting malaria. Even if it is contaminated to the point where I can't live on it, ain't nobody going to live on it.
That's right.
It's also the reason-
It's going to
it's also
stay
the
there and
same
you're going to die
reason
with it.
Why you see a bunch of defunct gas stations everywhere, but nothing's ever built on it, is because it costs too much to clean it up to sell it than it is to just let it sit.
But, and I think they're going to just let it sit then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be the best. That'd be the best message they can send that government. Let it sit.
Yeah, they're gonna wait it out
on it forever.
You're gonna see a whole smart city, 15-minute city go up in a couple years, and because they bought them all out, and they're gonna offer them a pretty good chunk of money. They're gonna offer it to them.
Have you ever heard of spite houses?
No.
Oh, they're the funniest thing in the world. So there would be people in cities, especially in other countries, where they won't sell ever, and it'll just be this weird house in the middle of all these big ass buildings.
I've seen that.
Like
and
Huff.
it's just exactly. It's a spite house. It's like,
I've
I'm
seen
doing
it.
this because I don't want to sell to you,
That's
and they'll
Huff.
just leave it there.
That's up. I would be that old man. That'd be me. I could.
Eminent domain.
But
It's
okay, so
called spite
here's a
house.
question.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Do you see them coming up with an illegal but branded legal way to displace these people from land that they say is uninhabitable? Uninhabitable.
They'll just
And
condemn it and take it
if
anyway.
they say that, do you think that the people of Hawaii are going to sit back and let it happen?
No.
Or sorry,
Yeah, because
Maui.
they're Democrats, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think
They're on the same
they
team.
will.
They
I
were.
think this woke a lot of them up, like you were saying earlier. I think a lot of them, we may not see it, but I think, like I said, they're very tribal. They have elders, they have all this hierarchy within their tribes. I think deep down they're talking right now. We're not hearing it. They're not talking to the media, but they're talking amongst themselves. And I don't think they're going to allow this. I think it's going to be like a revolt if they try to take their land. Because it could be the government could say, hey, this land is inhabitable. Whether you want to or not, we are taking this land. So here's the money. You're not getting it back. Keep it moving. That's probably what they're going to have to strong arm them.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that they will have to strong arm them, but at the same time, Hawaii's social services programs are probably one of the most. I mean, we're talking like social net services. I mean, these people are out there living on a beach, getting money from the government. This is the definition of a blue state. Blue state. I mean, we're talking like Seattle light with palm trees, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So
It is.
Will they wake up?
Will happen. I don't think they will. I rarely see people who run blue countries wake up.
Yeah.
Like I mean, this is, like I said, something really egregious. Has okay. Take for instance, people in Baltimore and in Chicago, right? And where they're realizing now that, wait a minute, you're giving places that you could have given us to illegal immigrants, and they start to raise a stink. Now they're seeing the error of some of their ways, but here's the thing: they may say it because they're upset, but they're not going to change the method that got them there. They're not going to stop being as dumb as they were to put the people that they put there that got them there back into power. They'll put them back in, or they'll replace them with somebody just as dumb. So can I say that this is a natural disaster? No, it's not a natural disaster. Can I say it's a disaster that will turn people away from the blue? I can't even say that. Will it wake them up to realize that they don't care? Yes, but I don't think they're woke enough to leave the plantation that is the one that's destroying them. It's an unfortunate reality, but at the same time, I can easily see this going the way of no one's going to talk anymore about it. The victims that do wake up are just going to get ostracized. And you're going to see, like Michael said, in the next couple of months, maybe a year, the smart city thing is going to. Now, remember, they have the money to do it. Okay, that's not.
Yeah, they were already working on it to begin with.
They have Bezos money, Oprah money, government money.
And
they have
where,
rich people money.
And that's
So
where that governor
Oprah
was
in there
talking.
and helping out.
That's where that governor was talking about how they already had the funding. Remember, he said
they
that.
did. Mhm.
Yeah. So now.
So they have it. It's already prepped and planned. Now this has been going on for a long time. There's a website where they've been talking about doing this since 2015. 15. They've been trying to get people to give up their land to do these so-called renovations to the island to get it more green. I don't know how much more green you can get than Maui, but hey, I mean, who am I to talk about what plantations look like anymore? Anyway, so that's what I can't understand, that people see it and they don't want to run from it, and they'll keep voting the same place that got them there. I don't see this as a wake-up moment for Maui. The few people that are talking, they'll talk. The few people that are waking, they'll wake. But the majority of people won't have enough say to do anything about what's going on there. The same thing is going to happen in every blue state. It's going to keep going to crap, and the people are still going to keep voting as stupid as they have been. And I don't think that'll change. Because people aren't getting smarter, unfortunately. They're getting dumber.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you're starting to see kind of a national change, I think, against the Democrats. Like, I don't think they're going to vote for Donald Trump, but I think they're going to not vote for Democrats in 2024. And I think that's
wish I could say that, man. I wish I could say that.
You have to look at what they're doing all day against Donald Trump. They are absolutely terrified because they don't have anything else they can do. They know they're going to lose in 2024. So they have to cheat. And now they're just doing it openly. Like, for all their whimpering and whining about it, interfering in the election, they seem to do a hell of a lot of that themselves. You know,
but I thought it didn't exist. I thought you couldn't interfere with it. I thought it was secure.
Oh yeah, no, it
is. They said
so. Fairest election ever.
So, which one is it? So which one is it? Is it secure, or can someone interfere with it?
It's both. You only can interfere. You only can interfere if you're on the right. So it's both. So let's go back to 2000. I mean, since we're on the topic, let's go back to 2016.
Yeah,
Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump stole the election. Oh, everybody, Russian again, blah 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 blah. And now the same thing that they blamed Donald Trump for back in 2016 is the same thing that they're doing now. But it's okay. That's why I said you have both. You can have both.
Yeah, you can. And I still don't understand how they're charging Donald Trump in Georgia for RICO charges and racketeering and conspiracy when the Clinton administration was doing something even more egregious on line of treasonous against the sitting president of the United States, and they're not charged with anything like that. Period. Yeah. Like, the Republicans are spineless. Right? Yeah. Because like all they're doing is writing strongly worded tweets. That's it. Yeah. It's like you Democrats, you slow down there. You gotta stop that, man. That's mean. You can't say that. That's all they're doing. There's like you just like, hey, don't lock up Donald Trump. Boo. And that's it. That's all they're doing.
Like we were saying
rules
before,
for thee, not for me. That's what it is. Yeah. Rules for thee, not for me.
It's all political theater, and we keep talking about it on this podcast, right? It's all just smoke and mirrors. You know, they put on a good show for us to keep us entertained, but behind closed doors, we know what's going on. I think this Maui thing is a test. And Marlon talked about before how he doesn't think there's going to be an election in 2024. No, so I think Maui is kind of a test. You know, you're going to see something like this happen somewhere else in another major city. You'll see it. And then it's going to be real close to election time. And something big is going to happen like this. And then they're going to be like, oh, it's a national, climate change. They're calling climate change national emergency now. That's part of their list. Yeah. So climate change is now a national emergency. We had Maui burning. Now we got LA burning. We got fires in Houston. And it's all going to be man-made stuff that they did themselves. Yeah. So I can see why Marlon's saying, it could be other reasons, but I can see why Marlon's saying there won't be an election in 2024. Because like Coy said, they are terrified of Donald Trump. And they're going to do anything in their power to keep this man from getting back in office. Because this indictment and all this, these shenanigans that are going on in Georgia and all this racketeering stuff, it's going nowhere. So they're going to get desperate, man. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. Just know that.
Yeah. Here's another thing. They're also blaming the recent weather on climate change, even though it's an El Nino season and there was a oceanic volcanic eruption that caused the warming of the waters, which has caused the extreme change. We know what caused it, and they're saying no, it's still climate change. Why? Because like the volcano changed the climate, but that's not man-made. I'm sorry, the Earth just went and then made things hot, and now you're saying that's climate change.
Yeah, the climate change. It's mine. I want this warm. Bam, warm.
Yeah, exactly. It's like what it is Gaia, the Earth itself went, man, it's kind of cold in here. Turn it up.
Turn the heat up.
Yep.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
And, I really think that's going to be the reason why they shut down the 2024 election. It's going to be something with climate change. I'm telling you.
No,
I mean, here in Texas, it hasn't rained in, I don't know, 3-4 months. They have no rain, zero here in this area where I live.
Yeah.
And I can see them trying to hit us, man. It's so dry here right now. It would be easy to start something.
Yeah, no, I get that. Not up here though. I had too much rain and now I have to mow again. It's annoying.
I don't know.
Yeah, same in my area too.
It's nice here, like 110. I like it.
Nobody likes 100.
Good stuff. I love it. It's my kind of weather.
That's too.
I walked a mile and a half to the gym and that stuff. It was great stuff.
That's crazy.
Goodness.
In black outfit too, all black.
Damn.
And a hat.
Like
beanie.
It's like this whole thing is dumb. Like whether or not it was lasers or not, the government failed to protect its people again, and it's not the first time they keep doing it. And the dude's just laying on the beach somewhere, and then when asked, what is he going to do about Maui, he's like, no comment. Like literally said no comment.
Oh my gosh, I saw that.
Worse than saying nothing, right? It's like the president of the United States, the worst thing you can ever say in a presidency is no comment. Because no matter what it's about, that's all that's going to be, is you saying no comment. That's worse than saying nothing.
The worst was no comment, this.
Yeah.
It was no comment, smirk, and then walk into your car. That was the killer. The killer wasn't no comment, like, well, no comment right now. I could see that. Yeah. No comment, go to your car.
If I was leading Biden's PR team, I would be punching somebody in the back of the head for that. Like, seriously, I'd walk in the office, kick over a table, and go, what the hell was that? And just punch some random intern in the back of the head.
Yeah, they're laughing at us, man. You guys, you give them too much credit. They are laughing at us. They are mocking us. This is why they're doing this right in front of our face, because they know most American people, a lot of the American people, and I'm going to say what I have to say, are a bunch of smooth brains who thought that was probably cool or cute. Now, what they should have did, they should have asked Biden about Maui. Then right after that, asked him about Ukraine. If he would have gave you an answer on Ukraine, you'd know where his loyalty's at.
Period.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting too, because like a couple of days ago was the second anniversary of the Afghanistan incident, right? And this is the same president who would deflect from military stories to talk about his bow. And that's his track. And now you have this whole incident in Maui where he's like, no comments. Like
on vacation. On vacation.
How many vacations has he taken?
Somewhere, man.
Oh, good question. How many?
I don't know, man. That's a lot, because it seems like he was just on vacation not too long ago.
Yeah, they're always on vacation, man. You remember how they used to make fun of Trump being on vacation, like golfing all the time?
Yeah.
They don't have the same sort of energy for Biden going on vacation or going back to Delaware or wherever the hell he disappears to.
They got to regenerate that clone, man.
Yeah, they can't.
Yeah.
He has to recharge.
Weekend at Bernie's. They have to record.
I wish I could find I'm trying to look for the video. But the only thing worse than Biden with his no comment thing is DeSantis trying to pander to the people at a food kitchen and looking like he absolutely hates his life while doing it. It's like whoever is on his PR team needs to be punched in the back of the head too.
Wasn't he just the one that launched on Spaces?
Yeah.
It's been a cringe show from the beginning, though. So it's been cringy from the beginning. So it's not anything new.
Well, Donald Trump is actually leading in the polls big time. He's like at 60% in polls for the Republican nomination.
Ever since the indictments.
Yeah, DeSantis dropped to like number 3 or something. So he's dropping. I mean, again, this Maui thing is a test. They're going to wait. Look, they're going to wait until Donald Trump has to go through this Georgia stuff, which I think he has until like the 25th or 24th or something like that. He has to turn himself in. Donald Trump's not going to turn himself in. Right. So they know when it's going to go to trial or whatever these shenanigans they're playing, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to come of it. They were like, we're getting close to like the election time. Let's start a fire in what's a good place? Louisiana. And there's another one. And then they'll start another one. And nothing's happening to Trump. They're just going to keep coming up with these disasters to where they'll be like, it's a climate change national emergency. We
No,
can't
you're
have
gonna
the
need to do
election.
that. You're gonna have the spark of World War III happen.
No, you
If,
won't.
if all else fails, they can just pull out the World War III card.
World War III card. Yeah, they have
Yeah,
all.
it's like
They
all
have
they
all the
gotta
arsenal.
do is one false flag or maybe even a misstep with a missile somewhere in Ukraine. That's all it's gonna take. And it won't be
But you want
much.
to know what's another interesting thing too is that this Georgia case itself was scheduled for March 4th.
Yeah,
Next year.
See-
and March 5th is what? Super Tuesday.
That's
yeah,
right.
they're absolutely trying to keep them out. So here's my prediction. When it comes to 2024, it's specifically the Republican primary and stuff like that. What we're probably going to end up seeing is Donald Trump's going to be indicted. He's going to be doing through all that stuff, and either he gets convicted or is not able to run properly, so you won't see him on any of the debate stages, which is going to hamper his campaign. If he gets locked up, he gets charged. If he gets charged and he gets arrested and in jail, they'll take him off the ballots, regardless of what. They're already trying to in multiple states, which means he cannot run properly then.
It's not going to happen, dude. Here's what's going to end up happening. If they take him off the ballot, people are going to write him in for one.
Right.
I guarantee. For two, Donald Trump
pull him off.
doesn't have to be on a debate stage to win the election.
He's already
He
won.
doesn't. He doesn't have to say a word. Doesn't.
I'm not saying he can't win. I'm just saying this is what's going to happen.
Oh,
They
yeah, I
try
believe
everything
you.
in their power to take him off the ballots. That's the whole point of this thing.
Yeah,
to get
I
him off the
believe
ballot in
you,
the states.
and I believe that. But what I'm saying is that it's not going to stop anything. They can take him off the ballot. Take him off. They can take him off the debates. Take him off.
in jail.
Put him in jail. Donald Trump's base is not gonna stop. That's the thing.
He's
It's
going
not
to be
like,
the first U.S. president in jail. I know.
Yeah, they're going to be like, oh, he's in
I
jail.
told you he was black. I told you he was black.
Yeah.
Gotta be blacker than Obama.
Honestly, that's going to raise his profile in the African American community.
He
right?
will.
It's
Dang
like,
right.
He got street.
It's like he's
cred
gangster now. Like he's in jail too. He's like us.
Yeah.
Street cred. He got
They're
it.
gonna be like, I spent a little time in jail. We got to really reform this jail system. Like the food was horrible.
Never
it was
before.
horrible. It was terrible.
Yeah,
I'll
we're
make the
really
greatest
overhaul
jail
the
food
justice system
ever.
after he comes out.
I will make
then
the
black
best
people
jail
will be like,
food
"That's
ever.
my knee."
Can you imagine him coming out with a new ramen recipe? For
Yeah,
prison?
exactly. he even starts his own rap album too. You know, he gets
Making
into rap house.
spreads.
Go for it.
He puts DT under his eyelid right here.
It's a
DT.
little tattoo right
In the
here.
Donald
tear,
Trump,
in the
right?
teardrop.
Exactly.
Yeah, a
in
little,
the teardrop.
teardrop
DT
with
in the
DT in it. This is for Melania.
But it's just the point is like DeSantis is done. I don't think anybody takes his campaign seriously. He's not going to make it. I think Vivek is going to take the second spot for sure. When it comes down to it. If Donald Trump isn't in the primaries and they take him out and he's not running, then I think DeSantis thinks he's going to be number 2, but he's not. He's not going to make it.
Here's what Vivek is doing. Vivek is reaching for that VP slot. He doesn't have a chance at winning. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't know about that. If Donald Trump wasn't running, I think he would have a serious
I
contender.
don't think. I'm telling you again, Donald Trump's base will not vote for him.
No, they don't.
Unless Donald Trump is completely out of it, no, they're not going to.
No, it's either Donald Trump or bust for his base. They don't trust anybody else. So if Vivek won't win. If Donald Trump's not in, the Republicans aren't getting the nomination.
The thing is that Donald Trump has been nice to Vivek. I think that Donald Trump is going to offer him the VP pick for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If he can't actually run, I think he nominates him as his successor. That's what would happen. If he is unable to run for some reason or another, I think Vivek is going to be his endorsement. That's why I'm saying that he would be the second.
Yeah, maybe.
I can see it.
He don't like DeSantis.
And here's the thing:
No,
though,
he
Trump
hates
don't quit.
DeSantis, and
But
so does
Trump don't quit.
Vivek doesn't like him either.
But here's the thing: Trump don't quit.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's true.
He always said if he gonna enter something to enter something, he's entering it to win. He don't enter it to lose.
Yeah.
And so I think
they're
he's
both
happy
that
that
way.
all of this is happening. I think he's looking forward to the court case because I think he's finally getting what he's been wanting. He couldn't get the court cases on his own, and the stupid Democrats handed him an opportunity to put all of his evidence in front of the public.
Fun. Yeah.
This is how the Democrats. I want to tell you how dumb you are, especially those that are pervading TikTok with your stupid lives and talking about how you're looking for the indictment. It's how retarded you are. You just gave the one man looking for an audience with a judge the one thing he wanted: an audience with the judge in the public light, not in a hidden court sequestered away. You just gave him the biggest platform ever to show exactly what he was saying and talking about. And you not only allowed it, you made it public. This is how slow you are. But you know what? We're glad because now we get to see everything that we've been talking about come to fruition right in front of you and watch you melt. The meltdowns after this is going to be man. I cannot wait to be laughing at people. Oh, the crying. Oh my gosh, bro!
I can't wait. And you know the thing is, didn't he come out and say? I read somewhere on Twitter that Donald Trump said that the DoD and Space Force has everything from the 2020 elections. They have all the evidence. You know, remember why he created the Space Force? You know, people just thought we were looking for asteroids and, you know, stars and quasars. No, it was to intercept the interweb.
Yeah.
So anything, and remember, we talked about on this show before how Dominion was tied to, it was connected to some type of network. So I think the Space Force might have intercepted a lot of that stuff. They might have intercepted it, and they have all that information that was flowing because they have the ability to
don't forget what's her name, Miss Kraken. She's still out there.
Who, Hillary?
No, the Kraken lady. She's still out there. His former lawyer.
I don't know. One of the on the list of things. Sidney Powell.
Sidney Powell's
still out there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She's still dropping stuff on a regular basis on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, she still got her hand on what she's got. Okay, she said it. So hey, this is just going to get more hilarious as the time goes on. So look out for it. We'll be catching up on that. We might tackle that on Friday and see exactly. We might break down the indictment on Friday. That might be a good thing to get. If we can get our hands on the actual indictment, I want to break that apart and see exactly what they're trying to charge him with.
The funniest thing about it is that they dropped they had the charges out before the grand jury actually convened.
Yeah, that's right.
And had a verdict.
That's why I want to talk about it.
What is this? The fourth? The fourth indictment?
Fourth one, yeah.
Yeah,
there won't be a fifth, though. There won't be a fifth.
Arizona's coming, they say.
It won't be a fifth. I think after this, they're going to be too scared to even try it. They're going to be scared.
Fannie Willis shot herself in the foot.
You can indict everybody all day, and if he doesn't go, like if nothing comes of it, it's like, well, we did our due process. We did what we were supposed to do. Even if they lose, they still win, kind of situation. You know what I mean?
He got indicted.
He got indicted. So
that's like impeachment.
Yeah, but indictment is in conviction. You know, unless you get a conviction, it doesn't matter.
He got impeached twice. Remember?
Yeah, but without a conviction, it doesn't.
Who was that one idiot? That washed-up actor, the white guy, Rappaport. He's all jumping around on Twitter. Fourth indictment. You go sit down somewhere. You washed up.
It'd be funny.
Actor.
It's gonna be funny.
Oh yeah.
So
I can't wait.
Friday. We'll talk Friday about that. And don't forget that this Saturday is our Rumble Day. It's going to be good. It's going to be real good. It'll make a lot of things of what we talked about with this Hawaii thing more plausible as being done by the government. When we show you this, you'll understand. Possible too strong tonight. We're working on something. If not today, tomorrow for sure. But we'll catch up with that. And we will be back on Friday for the court case talking about Donald Trump. Hooch is on Sunday still?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And we will be back Friday and Saturday, which is a back-to-back Savage Patriot Day. That's nice. Well, you'll get a twofer. Don't miss it. Make sure you come around on Saturday, or else we'll find you.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, you get what you pay for. So
we'll put you on blast on the next show. We'll find your names that you didn't show up. In any case, Mr. Lee.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe. See y'all Friday.
More.